The financial playground is changing rapidly. It's full of uncertainty. It's full of dangerous and risky places for your money. We really got to start changing the way that we use and think about money. Matter of fact, it's time for you to rethink money, and that time is now. So let's talk about how you can change one thing that allows you to change everything. My name's Chris Naugle. This is What Now, What's Next. So the environment that we live in, the world we live in, is drastically different than it was just 10 years ago. Massively different than it was 20 or 30 years ago. Ask your parents, your grandparents. We live in a weird time where this period of time is all about you giving up control. All about you conforming to somebody else's failed realities, somebody else's failed dreams, because we're not supposed to live out our own dreams. We're supposed to plug into a system, sit down, shut up, and do what you're told. Sit down! Shut up! It starts with one of the most important things, money. When I say that word, how did you feel? Did you feel uncomfortable? Did you feel unsettled? Did you get excited? Because if I said words like mom, how'd you feel then? Love. Taxes. What if I said colonoscopy? Some of you would get a weird feeling. Back to the main point, money. Money makes a lot of people uncomfortable. We have been taught, conditioned, and trained very well to do one thing with the money that we work really hard for. We've been taught to give up control. Where's the first place that money goes? That's right, the traditional bank, somebody else's bank. And what does the bank do? Do they take your hard-earned dollars that you just gave them and put it in a little box with your name on it, back nice and cozy in that safe? No.
We can put that check in a money market mutual fund. Then we'll reinvest the earnings into foreign currency accounts with compounding interest, and it's gone. What? It's gone. It's all gone.
They take your money and they send it to work for them. And in doing so, they make a spread. They pay you, well, this is kind of funny and don't mean to rub it in, but next to nothing, if not nothing on your money. And then what do? They lend it out. And as interest rates go up because of our lovely Fed destroying the one thing they created called inflation, now everything you want to buy, all those loans that you want, cost more, but your money's not making more. This is what I'm talking about. This is a broken system and you are plugged into it. And many people think this is all there is, and it is not. The wealthy play a different game. But you see, nothing will change with the way you use money, with the way you think about money, and the way you live your life until you change it. In life, there are things that happen, usually once a lifetime, maybe sometimes once a decade. And those things change everything. Think about it. Bezos got the idea to sell books online because when he went to the bookstores, there were always titles that he couldn't get. So he said, why wouldn't I take and put books online so that people can have the universe of books available to them? One simple idea changed the world. Because as you know, Amazon today doesn't just sell books, it sells everything. Bezos changed the world. Another person you know of, Steve Jobs, had the idea to change the world, and he did it first with the Mac, then he did it with putting music in your pocket. 10,000 songs in your pocket. Back then, that was revolutionary because all of us, if you're old enough, we went to the store and we bought CDs. Then all of a sudden, music went online and we were using it, but there was problems. He took that idea and changed the world. He went on to change the world with things like phones, iPads. He was crazy enough to change the world. But what hasn't changed for a very long period of time is the way we think about money, the way we use money, the way that money transfers. You see, all the control has always been with the big guys, the institutions, the banks, and as you know, Wall Street. And right now, those traditional systems have failed you. Oh, no, they haven't? Great. You don't believe they've failed you? Look at your 401k statement. Look at your bank statement. Why is it that when interest rates go up, your bank isn't paying you anymore? Folks, you don't think that's a problem? Inflation's 8.5. Interest rates are going up. We've had 4 interest rate hikes, 1 more on the way, and then a bunch more after that. Everything is costing more except for your money in their control is paying you less. And you just go about your life thinking everything's good? Because it ain't. It ain't good. You got to start to rethink money. Like I said, once a lifetime, something happens that changes everything. What if there was a place where you could go for money, or you could make your current money, your savings, go to work for you? You see, back in the day, I used to use dating sites, much like many of you have. Now, don't make an assumption or any opinion because I use dating sites. I was single. I was a pro snowboarder, and it was really cool. It was fun, and it made a lot of sense. Two people, men and women, they come together on one platform, one community, and each person knows what the other person wants because the other person was able to put up what they're looking for, what their values are, who they are, and then show photos. So when I was a snowboarder, if I was traveling to Colorado or Utah, I would use dating sites to have someone to hang out with. And it worked. And it was fun. Later in life, and just so you know, I don't use them anymore. I got married. But later in life, I was posed a problem. A problem with money. You see, when I needed money for real estate deals or the other things, I only knew of one source, and that was the banks. But in 2014, the banks failed me like they fail you. I had to start thinking differently. So I started borrowing money from private institutions, hard money lenders, and eventually private lenders. When I started using money from private lenders, it made more sense because it was a symbiotic relationship. I needed money to make more money. The lender, which was just an average person who had a little money saved and they wanted their money to work for them, had a problem, and that was their money that they had. They wanted to make more of it by making their money work. I never really put it all together, but one day I crossed the point where I was the bank. I now had the money, and I wanted to find people that needed the money, just like I went to those private lenders, those institutions, and everybody else. When I needed money, I had to find a way to make my money work. And I thought it would be easy, but it wasn't. See, the pool of people that needed money didn't understand how money worked. They didn't understand how to be a borrower, and they would send me garbage. So my money sat there waiting for direction of where it was going to go to work next. And I got thinking to myself one day, a day just like this, probably had a beer in my hand, and I thought to myself, why isn't there a dating site for money? Because in a dating site, it was so easy. I knew what I wanted, they knew what they wanted. Came together in the middle, went through a process, and then everything worked. Or it didn't. But I was in control of that entire transaction because of somebody creating a platform, a community where we could come together. When I had money, I wanted that same platform, that same experience. I wanted a dating site, but I wanted a dating site for money. If I needed money, I wanted to know where all the other people like me were that had money, and then we could create a relationship. It was a win-win relationship. Not like today where you go to the bank, it's a win-lose situation because the bank wins, you lose. I wanted a win-win. I wanted my problem solved. If I needed money, that was finding someone to lend me the money so I could make money. And then on the other side, that person solved their problem as well. And their problem was their money got to go to work and make them more. All I did is I solved my problem. I solved my problem, and then I learned after I did that, there were other people with the same problems. I don't care what side of that coin you're on. I don't care if you're the person that has money and you want to make more money, or you're the person that needs money to make more money. The current systems, the current places for you to obtain and solve those problems are broken. If you need money, the banks are broken. They're in control, and they don't want to lend money to you because they don't have to anymore. If you're somebody that has money, Wall Street has been the ultimate solution, but until now, where it's not. There's too much fear and uncertainty, too much risk in Wall Street right now. So where do those people make their money go to work? Well, why don't we just start with where the bank puts their money? I should say where the bank puts your money. The bank lends money. So somebody that has money and somebody that needs money now can come together in a single community to solve each other's problems without the big institutions winning. It is a true win-win proposition. That place exists. It is called Private Money Club. It's been around for 2 years in beta. Private Money Club is nothing more than the dating site for money. If you're somebody that has money and you want to make money, you can go on and you can swipe left through all the potential opportunities, all the real estate deals that are on there. And then When you find one you like, you swipe right. You guys all know where that came from. And then that swipe right notifies the borrower, and then you engage in a conversation. You discuss whether or not that symbiotic relationship is going to make sense, and then you go through a process that keeps you on the straight and narrow path so you don't make mistakes. But what if you're a borrower and you need money? Same thing. You swipe left through all the private lenders, not the institutions, the private lenders, and you just look through, you read the profiles. When you find one you like, you swipe right. That lender is notified. You send them your deal, or they've already reviewed your deal. You come together and you walk through a process. You see, folks, it took rethinking money. It took rethinking the current way we use money to come up with this. But what it took is creation. I had to create the idea in my mind. Some people call it a dream, but a dream is not any good if it doesn't have action behind it. You see, creation is the real word. I created a solution to my problem. I then created a solution for a lot of other people's problems that I didn't know I was doing that. I didn't know what other people had the same problem. And whatever you are creating to solve your problems, you might be able to solve other people's problems. But my problem was in the money space. Today, I have set out to change the way money works forever. If Bezos can change the world of how we buy things with books online, I can change the way we use money forever by simply solving a simple problem. By creating a dating site for money. Today it might just be real estate. When it launches in October 14, 2022, we might just solve real estate investors' problems. But in the future, it might solve the problem for people that need car loans. It might solve the problem for people that want to start their new business and they need funding. The whole idea is to put the control back in the right people's hands. We, the people. Not we, the institutions, not we, the Wall Street, not we, the banks, we, the people. And in doing that, we get to become the bank. That's pretty powerful, isn't it? It's pretty cool to think about that. A world where we're in control of our money. We control the outcome of what happens with our money. We control the relationships in which our money operates. We control the environment. Today, that doesn't exist. But tomorrow it will. Let me tell you who Private Money Club is not for. It's not for those out there that want to take. It's not for those out there that want everything given to them. It's not for those out there that just want to conform and follow conformity. This change, this revolution, this concept is for those that want to rethink money and those that want to be in control. I hope I'm talking to the majority of the people out there, because if I'm not, we got much bigger problems we have to face. Because if you're somebody that wants to conform, I don't even know why you're watching my videos. But if you're someone that wants to create the future your family deserves, create your dreams and turn them into reality, I'm talking to you. You deserve this community, you deserve this platform, and you deserve to be back in control of your money. You need to be your own bank. So you're probably thinking, how do I take part in this? All right, go to privatemoneyclub.com. Check it out. If you like this video, you will love this one that teaches you all about how to be your own bank. Thanks for joining me for another episode of What Now, What's Next. We'll see you on the next one.